Well, hello, everyone. I'm going to call you my team members today. For today's purposes, you are my team members because that's exactly what it takes to run a data center here in Ashburn, Virginia. My name is Michael Whitlock. I'm the general manager for Sabey Data Centers, and that's safe with Sabey, Sabey Data Centers. I've been here around 5 years, but been in the data center industry for about 15 years now. And boy, has it been a ride, but really good, very fruitful, very knowledgeable, and very pays very well too. So, very good stuff. So, I'm going to start off with a little bit of fun facts. 1 megawatt of power. You probably wonder what 1 megawatt of power really is. Uh, it might be interesting if you look that up, even while we're talking, just to educate yourself around that. But let's just put it this way: 1 megawatt of power can create energy for 650 residential homes. That's a lot. Another fun fact: we personally, Sabey Data Center, has leased over 150 megawatts of power in our portfolio. So that is a lot. That's a lot of homes, right? The power is equivalent to 100,000 homes. So, in some places, that's a small little city. That's a nice rural area. So, we truly love what we're doing and love to have people such as yourself with interest in the data centers to come aboard. Next slide, please. Just a little bit about Sabey Data Center history. We've been around for over 50 years. And what makes us really interesting is we're like a three-headed monster, a good monster though. So there's Sabey Corporation, there's Sabey Data Centers, then there's Sabey Construction. So once you're part of one Sabey group, you can kind of make your way through Sabey Data Centers, Sabey Construction, or what have you. Another thing I want to talk to you about: flexibility, right? Flexibility and options. I tell my kids, always have options. If you have options, you'll tend to make better decisions. So just keep that in mind as we move forward. One other thing to highlight here: in 1990, we opened up the first roasting plant in Seattle. So let me rewind just a little bit. Sabey Data Centers home is in Tukwila, Washington. Seattle, Seattle, Washington, Washington State. So very well known there. Everybody loves us. We do great business. We're a great partner to venture with. So we have a very nice footprint in Seattle, Washington. So again, back to the Starbucks, the roasting plant. 1990, we were the first ones to have a roasting plant in Seattle. We built that. And it's a lot of other information on the bottom here. No need for me to go through all of it, but kind of see our campuses and our portfolio. And all said and done, 322 megawatts under control. And what that means is we've leased up to now from start. We're not finished yet, but start to where we are right now. We've leased up to 322 megawatts under our control right now. Next slide, please. Kind of talked about this a little bit, got ahead of myself, but Sabey Data Centers, you can read the bullet points here, headquartered in Seattle, over 50 years of innovation and building the future for medical, technology, military, education, and communication industries. 5 million square feet national footprint, including data center and commercial properties. And again, back to that three-headed monster. We're vertically integrated: design, construction, and operations. Makes us a very credible source. Next slide, please. Right. So a little bit more about Sabey Data Centers and what we bring to the table. Sabey Data Centers is one of the largest, long-lived, and largest privately owned tenant data center provider in the world. That's saying something. Can't everybody say that, but proud to be on the team that can actually say that. We own, develop, and operate all of our facilities. A lot of people can't say that either. Sabey tailors data centers solutions supporting the operation and growth of healthcare organizations, government agencies, financial industry, media, and entertainment. All that to say, we're into everything. You name it, we're into it. And maybe one day you can be a part of that as well. Next slide, please. This kind of speaks about our excellence, right? We value bringing good stuff to the table, right? That's what we're all about. We have compliance issues, not issues, I'm sorry. We have compliance, that we have to abide by as a data center because there's a lot of folks that house their equipment here and their information. So, there's HIPAA compliance stuff, there's PCI compliance stuff. And again, take this time to jot down some of these compliances and do some research on your own. It will really help you out. But all that to say, we're top in our game. We're the top in the game. Award-winning performances, multi-continuous uptime awards. Let me briefly tell you a little bit about the Uptime Institute. It's a organization that is put together by a lot of data center smart, intelligent folks. And there's governments and policies and procedures that you have to abide by. And if you abide by them and give back, with certain efforts and maintain good standards and basically keeping your building up to snuff, you get one of these Larry B. Rushing Awards. It's the most awesome thing to have. And we are the only five-time winner of that. That says a lot for us. Seattle City Light Power Players Award for building efficiency. So there we go again. Have to have building efficiency. No efficiency, nobody wants to do business with you. Energy Star certification for several of our buildings, and including Building C, which is the building I'm housed in right now in Ashburn, Virginia. So we're just a few miles away from you, just to let you know. Next slide, please. Just a little bit more about our compliance, kind of shows you the perimeter of the building. Yeah, we have those, they call them K-rated fencing. That's to keep the boogeyman out and all the bad people. You might not think that a data center should have security that's really tight like Fort Knox or a place full of gold, but we value our customers. And as a good tenant, tenants always want to understand who's guarding my stuff. I have millions of dollars of equipment in here. I want to know who is watching it. So we have to prove to them that we're a reliable source for their information along with their physical infrastructure. So we have to have extremely tight security, sort of like some Tom Cruise Mission Impossible stuff, where you have to have IDs and retina scans and thumbprints and all that other good stuff. It's a lot to get in here. But once you're in, you're safe. Next slide, please. Just kind of gives you a little presentation around what it is we offer. A lot of you may not understand this, but it's little technical information around our servers. So you're looking at this picture right here. This is servers, right? And these are racks. These are rack cabinets. But unlike the racks that we have at our house or servers that we have at our house, you look at how small those are, and probably 40 to 50 of those in one rack we have to look after. So it's a huge, huge request, but we're always up for it. And we usually do very well with supporting our customers. So you read through here, no need for me to go through all of these, but just read through them. Cable testing, patch cable tracing, loopback testing, a few things that we do, but you name it, we do it. What we don't do is go to the OS level. Well, we don't want to see what customers have on their servers. That's a no-no. It's not what we're into. We just do basic things to make the customer happy. They need their servers reset power wise. We just go turn off the power and turn it back on, and there you go. But willing to do a little bit more based on the customer. Next slide, please. Here's some of our locations. We're going to go through them. Next slide, please. This is where I'm at. Sabey Data Centers. You may have passed this building many a times and wondered, what is it? And again, I'm just right up the street from you. So I'm sure you guys are wondering there. You drive through Ashburn, you see all these big tall buildings and looks like a scary castle. Yeah, we get it. That's why the building to the top right in the corner, we made it a little bit more fashionable, right? Something to be really proud of. So as you drive by, you'll say, that's a nice looking building. But it's normal people inside. I'm sure you're wondering. Normal people inside, such as myself. I don't think I'm a green alien or anything like that, but I'm a normal person with a wife and with kids and a natural life, just like you. So Maybe after this presentation, I'll get some of you to come over for a tour and actually show you what's inside. That'll be good for both you and me so we can spread the good word about these data centers in Ashburn. Next slide, please. This is our Seattle campus. Now you see it outlined in yellow. We own a whole lot of stuff. At the top left of the map is three buildings right in order. The middle one is our main headquarters. That's where the big guys sit at. Not to mention, the president of Sabey Data Center actually works here right with me. I can actually yell down the hall to him right now, and he'll probably respond back. So when you come by for a tour, you get to meet the president of a multi-million-dollar business. How cool is that? And pick his brain for some good information, because that's what I do. Next slide, please. This is Columbia. Don't look like much, does it? Yeah, that's what Ashburn used to look like, probably before a lot of you were even born. It looks similar to this. But data centers usually hone in on rural areas that have cheap power, cheap land, and very great tax incentives. And that's something Ashburn Market and Loudoun County has done a very good job at. They've done their best to keep things moving forward with data centers. They understand that they have a cash cow and they don't want to sell it. So kudos to Loudoun County for looking after data centers. Next slide, please. This is Quincy. That's about 30 miles from Columbia. And again, this is Washington State. A little fun fact here. A lot of the apples that you eat are from Wenatchee, and that's Wenatchee, Washington. And that's where this building is right here. Again, not too much around you, because again, it's about cheap power, cheap land, and on and on and on. But the one great thing that data centers do bring to the table that a lot of you may not know, we bring value to a community, right? All the data centers in Loudoun County, the taxes that we pay, believe it or not, help your parents' income tax. The taxes that we pay help you with your real estate tax. Not you personally, but your parents help you with your real estate taxes. Not to mention, look at all these wonderful new schools that you guys attend and libraries and things of that nature. Where do you think that comes from? Comes from us. So again, come take a tour. Find out a little bit more about data centers. You'll be surprised. Next slide, please. Yeah, who wouldn't want to work in New York? This is Lower Manhattan, New York, at One Police Plaza. So when it comes to security, it doesn't get any better than that. This is at the foot of the Brooklyn Bridge. So all you Kyrie Irving fans and Kevin Durant fans, yep, we're at the foot of Brooklyn Bridge. So again, you're in the area, you want to take a tour of our Sabey Data Center, it's pointed out right there, you come on by. If you watch TV long enough, you'll see this building in numerous movies and TV series. Yeah, I like to take credit for that, but way before my time. Next slide, please. Job opportunities. Let's just take a moment to look through all this. You notice I said team. That's everybody. There's everybody on this screen. All these folks work for Sabey Data Centers. Some people up on the roof. I took a tour. They came by, enjoyed it. But these are all the different facets that you can get into here in a data center. I don't know, the number one question you're probably asking yourself and probably dying to ask me, what type of degree is required to work with your company? Zero. I am a high school graduate that went to trade school for 2 years of my high school life, I call it. I was an apprentice and I got my license, and the rest was history. And I do pretty well for myself without having a degree or college education. So some of the jobs, data center engineer, just watch after this critical infrastructure 24/7. Security, we always need strong, tough people or pretty polite people to greet our new guests when they come in. Believe it or not, you're our first line of defense. You're the first person our potential customers actually see. So you greet them every time they come in. Makes a world of a difference. Have a nice smile on your face. IT, a lot of you guys are into IT, probably dibbling dabbling with your phones. How you do all of that here? Not a big deal. We have something for you. Next slide, please. Internship opportunities. Well, this is probably what you really came for. Let's talk about this. Summer intern. Gotta have a good GPA. That's very important. You gotta have an interest in math, computer science, mechanical, or electrical related classes. What I like for you to do, if you meet that criteria and you really want to become a Sabey team member, submit a short essay on why you would like to work here in the data center. Maybe some of my conversation has kind of jolted you to learn a little bit more. And maybe my conversation just didn't sit well with you. But if there's anything related to STEM, it's all in this data center. You will touch every facet of STEM by working in a data center. So I challenge you to look past any doubts you may have about data centers and challenge yourself and submit an essay and tell me why you want to work here. And we'll go from there. Next slide, please. I have nothing else to say other than thank you. And I appreciate you being very quiet. It's not like you had a choice, but very quiet and listening to me. So I'll turn it back over to you, Miss Danielle.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to open it up for any questions that you might have, students. And I do see there were two questions in the chat. Please feel free to unmute and ask them. Otherwise, I'm happy to read them out loud.
Well, I seen one that came up. It was about if you were an intern, would you do any software? Well, maybe, but maybe not. That's kind of proprietary. It's real sacred, right? So it's certain things that an intern might be able to do versus what we can allow them to do. Because remember, we have customers we have to be concerned about. So we can't give up too much information unless you're an actual team member. Well, I guess somebody has left because I answered their question the opposite way, but it's okay. It's okay. Keep them coming in. I seen some more. I'm sorry. Let me go to them. I'll just start up at the top. Oh, S- Smarin. I don't want to get that mixed up, but I like your question. Does most of the internet's traffic pass through Ashburn? 80% of the world's internet traffic goes through Ashburn, Virginia. So yes, you are correct. Looks like somebody's been doing their homework. Is this a new building? The one I'm sitting in, no. But the one in the top right of the screen, it is a brand new building. And I would love to show it to you if you came by. What do interns do on a daily basis? Uh, most of all, I will get you interactive with security, operations, sales, accounting, and actually the president as well. So you can pick everybody's brain who works in the data center so you can get a feel for what's going on and see if this is something you really want to do in your life. And again, it's not just a job, it's a career, which is totally different. Career is what you're after. I don't have any cybersecurity internships available. So I probably didn't explain this, but we supply space, i.e., a building, power, power like you have in your house, and cooling, cooling like you have in your house. That's all we supply. Cybersecurity, we don't get in on that level of the operating system at all. So I apologize for that. That's something that the customer is responsible for. How competitive is the application process? Well, I guess I would leave that up to all of you who apply based on your response, your essays and things like that. That will entail who really wants to be an intern here at Sabey. And I hope that answered your question. How do we apply for the internship? I don't know if that's something Miss Danielle wants to speak about later on, and I'm sure she will, but we'll get that answer for you in one form or fashion. Are there any intern opportunities specifically for network and routing Cisco? No, Mr. Adam, not necessarily. There's not. So again, it would just be, a data center person who kind of goes in all facets of the data center, but nothing specific to Cisco and Juniper equipment. Actually, Juniper is one of our huge customers in our Quincy location. They have a lot of stuff there. Be interesting if you came to work for us and actually got the opportunity to go to the building where they actually were. It would be awesome. Let's see here. Would this be a good internship to apply for if you are interested in computer science and economics? Again, it's STEM, and it will all tie in together at some point or place. It's sort of like the internet. It'll all come back to one place at some point in time. So yes, I think it would be, right? And again, you wouldn't know if this is right for you unless you kind of engaged in it. Responsibility model. All right. Well, I think that's it. Does anybody verbally want to say anything? I do like to think that I'm talking to people and not just computers. So I would love for someone to speak up and actually let me hear you. Who's it going to be? Something special in it for you for the first one who speaks up and asks a question.
Okay.
No, no typing. Come off of mute and talk. My day is fine. This is the highlight of my day, Mr. Adam. This is my highlight of the day is speaking to you guys and sowing great seeds into you. This is absolutely the highlight of my month. So nothing else is more important this month than talking to you young team members on what you can do with your life.
So I'm not sure if you saw the question I typed out, but even if you don't have any cybersecurity internship positions, would this internship still be useful if we're interested in going down the cybersecurity career path or anything like that?
Unfortunately, it wouldn't because it's just not something that we focus on and we don't specialize in.
Okay.
But no, just not to throw you off because I told you there's going to be something good in it for the first person who speaks up. I will do my best to put you in line with the company that manages cybersecurity so you can possibly get an internship with them and you can hold me to that.
But this would be good for like a data science field, right?
When you speak of data science, what do you mean by that?
Um, well, like um,
I don't want to put you on the spot. You see my email there? You see my
yeah,
email there?
yeah.
Let's me and you chat. You can send me an email and we'll talk. We'll talk person to person, and I'll get everything that you want answered. I'll get it. I'll get your answer to. That way you don't
Okay,
have to feel uncomfortable about anything.
okay. Thank you.
Great. Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. So again, guys, I do this because I love doing it, right? And just a little bit about me. We have like 6 minutes. I come from a single mom. I lived in housing projects. I didn't go to college, and I kind of beat a lot of odds. I make very good money for a person who doesn't have a college degree. So my passion and my desire to help folks, anybody who wants to learn to get to that next level of life and have a true understanding of what it is they want to do in life, I'm all on board for that. So again, even if the path that you're looking to go down is not in data centers, I still would love to be a great resource for you guys to talk to and mentor and help as you guide your way through college or you guide your way through just trying to figure things out. A great resource also is Northern Virginia Community College. This area is so booming with data centers. They actually created a 2-year data center program, and I've hired a couple people out of there already. So it is great stuff. And one thing that I want you guys to understand, I spoke of options, flexibility, options, things like that you have to have in order to be successful in life. And just because you don't get accepted for an internship here or you're not really interested in it, it's networking. It's me and you knowing each other and having a relationship. So as you move forward and you start to branch off into other things, possibly I could connect you with somebody from my Rolodex, and then you're on your way to good and great things. So be open minded about this. This is not just a opportunity to come in for an internship. This is actually a networking event for me and you to understand each other and for me to help you as you guide your way through.
Earlier, you mentioned how you'd be talking with like sales officers and security. Could you elaborate more on what that would entail?
Yes. So you would just be looking at things from their point of view. You would be understanding what security looks for on a daily basis, what their rounds consist of. So they make rounds of the facility every hour. Packages that come in, suspicious packages, protocols around bomb threats, everything related to security, you'll get a grasp of. Sales, you'll understand what we look for in a sale. What's a good sale? What's not a good sale? You know, how low do we want to go on a price to get a customer? What's the ecosystem look like if we provide low cost to a customer? Will this customer bring in more customers? It's again, it's sales. It's the mission analysis of things, and not just to look from A to B, but look at all the points in between A and B so you make a good decision. So that's what I mean by teaming you up with different salespeople and security people within the organization.
So, would the internship opportunities you mentioned be more of shadowing under someone and doing it, or would there be like some hands-on experience?
It will be hands on, but it would be at the discretion of the. You'll be shadowing for the most part, because let's just totally be real about it. I couldn't give you complete authority to go cut on and cut off things because I have customers I have to answer to. I have Facebooks of the world. I have Googles of the world. I have Microsofts of the world. I have Amazons of the world. I have all these people that are way up there in today's society. So what does it look like for me to allow you, it's not a bad thing, but allow you to go do something and then everybody's Snapchat goes away or everybody's videos on TikTok go away. That's possible that that could happen. So have to be very cautious about that. And it's not just letting you touch buttons, it's feeling secure that you can do what's being asked of you.
Okay,
We have a
thank
hand,
you.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. We have a hand raised.
What's your favorite part about working at Sabey?
I'm sorry,
What's your favorite part about working at Sabey?
doing stuff like this. Being myself. I'm from Bowling Green, Kentucky. And for you guys who don't know what Bowling Green, Kentucky is, it's the home of the Corvettes. It's the only place in the United States that makes Corvettes. So for a country boy like me, raised by a single mom, lived in housing projects, I am living my dream because I am helping folks like you and customers benefit. So when I go out and get a customer, it's not just because I want to get paid for. I'm building relationships with these customers from Google, from Microsoft. I'm building all these relationships with folks. So honestly speaking, young man, it's not just me getting a super crazy big paycheck. It's the fact that I can be me and be comfortable with being me, and Sabi surrounds me with so much love for me to just do whatever it is I have to do to make people like you happy. So that's what I like about Sabey. I guess it boils down to what I told you about flexibility. They're flexible with me, and I love it.
All right, guys. It is that ending time of about 6:10 this afternoon. I want to be respectful of everyone's time so that you guys can get to the next session that's going to start at 6:25 and go till 6:55. And I know everybody's been waiting for the application information. So students, I am going to drop a link in the chat for you for the application process. And I just want to thank everybody for taking their time this afternoon to join us.